Hey everyone, Jessie here with Parkbench.com. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Pam Moody, real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Wallace, and sponsor and ambassador of a local community website all about Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Hi Pam, how are you doing today?
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm looking forward to getting to know you a bit more today.
Yay.
So, to get started, why don't you tell us why you first decided to become a real estate professional?
It kind of happened. I think my mom had a little bit to do with it too, because when we were growing up, some new communities started coming into the area, and there were model homes. So she loved going through the model homes, checking out, how they're decorated, and just kind of maybe a little bit of dreaming. And I always thought that was great fun. So I loved doing that. It's like, oh yay, we're going to go look at model homes. So I grow up. I have two daughters. And the community we were in, we were driving through, I was in California then, it was in Bakersfield, and there were a lot of new communities. So model homes, hey kids, let's go look through model homes. And it just kind of evolved a little bit that, oh, I just love real estate and I love the social part of it also. As the years have gone by, I've got my degree in psychology. So I feel like I can really be helpful because a lot of times when people are selling a home, they might be going through a divorce or there's something going on, or just the crazy stress of selling and buying. And so I can kind of understand and work them through that a little bit, help them, guide them. It's never dull. There's no 2 days are the same. Every day is different. And I think I already mentioned that it's social, but you get to set your own hours, sort of. It's more like the phone rings and you go, okay, I'm getting ready. I'm brushing my hair. I'm on my way. I'll meet you there. And you're your own boss. So I just love it. And I think I get to see all these great homes. I get to come into a lot of homes and see they're just beautiful, and see how they're done or how they've changed them. It's really fun. I like
I
it.
love it. That's wonderful. And it's definitely with your background. I think I hear a lot about real estate agents talking about being part-time therapists. So I
Yeah.
feel like having that background helps.
It does help a lot. It helps me understand. So sometimes I don't get too spun up about things. I mean, they're
Yeah.
flipping out a little bit, depending, and not in a bad way, but they're really stressed and they're really upset. Maybe I get the brunt of it, and that's okay.
Right.
It's
For
like, all
sure.
right,
Well, and I think that ties into my next question. So that's obviously one piece that sets you apart. But what is it that really sets you apart as a real estate agent from other professionals?
I've had one client tell me that part of it's my persistence, that I don't give up. I want to help them. I want to find what they want. So every day I'll get on there, I'll look on the hot sheet and I'll see what's come up or what's changed, what's back on the market. Um, I don't mind just, okay, let's go. We got to get up, we got to go. I was going to say, I really care, but everybody says they care, but I really won't give up, and I won't stop till we find what they want. The other thing is I understand that it's not what I want, it's what they want. And sometimes that's difficult. Like I'll show a house and I'll go, this house is great and you're just going to love it. And they're going, I don't like it. And I think I've heard that like in the first 8 seconds when they arrive at a house, they may know this is the house. And I've
Oh,
kind of
wow.
watched that happen. So there's times that like just the other day, I'm walking through a house and I'm going this and that, and it's wonderful. And I look over and I can tell he really,
Yeah. No.
yeah. Do you want to stop? Do we need to go?
That's so funny. I love it.
Yeah.
So do you have like a memorable experience you could think of working with a client?
Yes, I do. There was one young woman, single mom, I was showing her some houses. And this was one of the lucky ones where I actually, within like 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, found the right house.
Oh, wow.
Every weekend we'd be going, we'd look. So I found a house that I was pretty sure she would love. We walk in, she's brought her dad and her stepmom with her. So I'm kind of a little nervous. So we're walking around, we check everything out. And then I could tell she really loves it. And I'm like, well, okay, so what kind of loan? I'll need to talk to your loan person, see what, where we're at. And the dad steps up and says, no, I'm going to pay cash for this house. we've got the grandfather has a bunch of money that he's left to her, and we're going to pay cash for this house. She started crying. I started crying. I'm like tearing up, and okay, I got to keep it together because it won't do any good if I start crying. But that was the best experience, even at the closing, knowing that the support that she's got from Dad. And then we're friends on Facebook, and this is her first Christmas there, her own house. She's got the outside decorated. It looks beautiful, and it's amazing. And
Wow.
That to me is one of the best and most fun things about this.
Yeah, that's such a heartwarming story. I always, whenever I ask this question, it's like, if I get a little bit emotional, I know it's a great story. That's amazing. So outside of real estate, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I like to travel a lot. I haven't been able to travel as much this year because of the COVID and everything going on.
Yeah.
I really love going to music festivals. I started out doing that with my daughter, and now my husband has gone with me to a few. I also am a sci-fi nerd, and like going, we went to, like Comic-Con and dress up a little bit and do some of that. I love the beach. I think some of the most fun is I love alternative music because it's so much like the 80s. There's a lot about it. So going to the new bands is fun for me. I just think it's amazing. I did a meet and greet with the Struts, and they sang me happy birthday.
Oh my
at
goodness.
one point. That was fun. I wish I think I might have a picture of that somewhere. At the Comic-Con, I got to meet William Shatner, who I think is so adorable. I don't care if he's in his 80s, he's still amazing. I love him. And I'm wearing a Star Trek dress while I'm meeting him, and that was so much fun. And then Lee Majors, who I thought was amazing. When I was younger, I was crazy about him also in The $6 Million Man. And I got him to sign a lunchbox, one of the old lunchboxes. In fact, we went searching, we were there, and I was like, oh, Lee Majors is here, he has to sign something. And we found one of the lunchboxes, bought that, and then stood in line to have him sign the lunchbox. So it's one of our little collectibles. So
Wow.
that,
So
and of course, I love the beach, and I love Disney World and Universal Studios, more because the Star Wars and the Marvel heroes and all that.
Yep. Amazing. Well, you're going to have to include some photos under this interview so we can see some of the pictures that you talked about.
Yes.
That's amazing. So, what do you love most about living and working in the Oak Ridge area?
Well, from the second I arrived in Oak Ridge, I absolutely loved it. I think I had mentioned California. I moved across the states to Oak Ridge, and I fell in love with it immediately. There's first of all, there's a lot of water. If you come from California, you see that and go, oh my gosh, they have water. It's amazing. The other thing is the history. This Oak Ridge came about because of World War II. And they were part of there was like 2 or 3 cities. It was one of the secret cities that helped in ending the war. Yes, it was the bomb, and I know that sometimes that's a terrible thing, but at the same time, it helped end the war. So the rich history here, to me, is amazing. And even in the real estate, because you've got different types of houses. These houses were brought here. They were supposed to be temporary. They're still here, and they're still standing. They had letters. It was the A house, B, C, D. I think it was like the F house. And I even have some pictures of some of the old houses. Actually, it's the plans. I ended up with some of the plans so that I would know what they were like and how people have changed them. Those aren't the only houses, but a lot of them, and people update them and change them, and it's really fun to see how that has happened. That, and there's the museum, and Oak Ridge is also a place where people come from everywhere. Not, it isn't like back to the 1800s, they lived here in Oak Ridge, because it was created in the 40s, 1940s. So although there's a lot of families and people that grew up here, just about everybody originated from somebody else, somewhere else. And they're still coming here. There's still people coming from all over the United States and the world, actually, because we bring in scientists and stuff. We still have some of the plants here.
Cool. That's great. Definitely very diverse reasons why you're into it. That's really, really interesting. So, obviously, it's important for you to support the community. You've sponsored these local websites that are all about featuring and highlighting small business. So, why is that something that's so important to you? Why do you think it's so important to support the community and to shop local?
Because a lot of the people that live here have a business, and in order for them to survive and keep the business going, we have to visit them. We have to, one, know they're there, because there's quite a few that are kind of seem like they're hidden back in some areas. But if we can support them and grow, I think Oak Ridge could become a bigger place. We wouldn't have to drive so far to Knoxville in order to get some of what we want. When I first moved here, there was a mall, and it was like an indoor mall where you go in, and it fell apart. Now we're working on creating a new one. So that's what's so important, is that we support that mall, support the businesses that are here so that they'll stay here and we don't lose them again. So that to me is one of the big things of this, and maybe a little more nightlife. We've got one place right now that you can go to, and I don't want them to leave. I'll be interviewing them very soon too. And I want more so we can listen to music.
Wonderful. That's great. Well, your community is blessed to have you to help highlight and feature these small businesses, because it is really important for people to step up. I think especially now more than ever. So that's really, really wonderful. Great. Well, it was so good getting to know you. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat today.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. So for everyone watching, thank you for watching. Once again, this was Pam Moody, real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Wallace. Be sure to check out her local community website at parkbench.com/Oak Ridge. And if you have a small business and you want to be featured, or if you're one of these great bands and you want to come through and play in Oak Ridge, be sure to reach out to Pam today. Thanks so much for taking the time today, Pam. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.